So, you know...
So coming back to your project, when you brought back to Malaysia and did in English, what was the reception like?
Then, 1988, the reception was very good. I had a following in Indian classical dance, so there were a lot of Indians. And then because of the Buddhist stories, I had lots of Buddhist people. Some people learned of Milarepa for the first time. You know, today you ask any Buddhist person in Malaysia who Milarepa is, and they know who it is, because Milarepa was the founder of the Kaju school in Buddhism, one of the most important. The Kaju school traces descent from him. Their philosophy is based on that. It's quite different from the Gelug, which is the Dalai Lama school. But the Dalai Lama still gives respect to the Kaju school. So these are, you know, historical facts that you can't escape. And for that, my training in social anthropology gave me the instruments, the ability to make sure that whatever story or whatever I'm saying with regards to cultural histories, social histories, had to be researched and had to be verified. Absolutely. I can't make claims that, you know, on anything until I've got the evidence, and that academic training is what I have based a lot of my career on. So even in Indian classical dance today, there are so many researchers. You know, it's a joy to see so many dancers have become researchers themselves. And with OAM also now, with the Faculty of Creative Arts, that's what we want the students to imbibe, you know, to get that respect for research. So you have students who are doing practical work, who are doing the dancing and so forth, and then you have students who are doing the academic work. So this should go together. Some are doing both. You know, my hope for dance and for arts and cultural development here is that this new generation of people who are trained to do research, that you can make claims, but you know, I think in that way I have to say that Dr. Anis is one of the key persons who have pushed that research by his own research. You know, is admirable. And volumes of work he has produced.
Working with experiments.
So anyway, you know, Milarepa was a success. I got appointed. All of a sudden, an Asian person got appointed to the Australia Council, and I think I'm not going to mince my words here. Apart from my work in dance, I was appointed as a trustworthy member of the Australia Council because I had that doctorate. Which I completed my doctorate in 1981. So that doctor title was very impressive for most people. But for me, I tended to just thought, as soon as I finished my doctorate, off I went on a career. I was chasing a professional career in dance, you know, and everyone said to me, oh, my mother was very disappointed. Said, I didn't send you to Australia to become a dancer. And forever she would say, you've wasted your academic qualifications. You are a doctorate. So for a long time, she would tell her friends that I was unemployed. Because she could not bring herself to say he's a dancer or choreographer. So she said, he's unemployed. But you know, it was, my battle was to give that respectability. If you're going to be an artist, then be a true artist. And for me, I found a way to combine my academic interests. And I was interested. I was interested in social theory. I was interested in social anthropology. I still am. And it's now my work with OAM and my work with Aswara has been able to combine both.
I think you are unusual in the sense that you're unique. you're a dancer who became an academia, and then now you go back into dancing, so you can approach it from both worlds and you understand both worlds.
Can I say that at the time when I was working on my doctorate, the laughter in the Department of Social Anthropology at Monash amongst fellow students, some of them Malaysians, they used to say, here comes the anthropologist who decided to become a dancer.
Not
Yes.
dancer.
And they used to, tease me about it. Oh, here comes the anthropologist who decided to go dancing. And I used to just keep quiet. I said, look, my supervisors, my academic supervisors, were really good. I have to say, I was lucky. They knew where I was going, and they knew that even if I chose the field of professionalism in dance, that I would still use my research background to back it up.
To research on whatever you're doing.
There's a link between the two.
Yeah.
But coming back, I've only known you and met you as the renowned classical Indian dancer. And what inspired you, and that you went so far forward with the classical Indian, because to the point that Inai took almost a second stage at that time, okay?
See, when we were talking earlier, about my childhood, one of the things that I think Anis was trying to pinpoint that aspect. How did you become interested in Indian classical dance? Now, apart from the family background that I had explained earlier, I was fascinated by the music. And I told you, I used to sing with the pop yay band, and I fancied myself like I'm going to be a professional jazz singer, what more. So the vocal music was so much part of my upbringing because of my father's influence. So when I listened to Carnatic music, early in life, I used to get so involved. Just the gradations of music. I used to put the radio onto the Indian channels, and we would have somebody as famous as M.S. Subbulakshmi, the great singer. At that time, I didn't know who she was, but I used to listen to her music. And that was my inspiration, not the dancing. I wanted to be able to sing like that, and I remember at the age of 9 or 10, I heard a particular song sung by M.S. Subbulakshmi. And that song was like, it did something to me.
Do you remember what it was?
Yeah. Wow. I can sing it for you now.
Yes, come on.
It's called Rangapura Vihara, and it's by my quintessential favorite composer, Muthuswami Dikshita, who's one of the most incredible personalities in Indian classical music. And just the raga, which is Brindavana Saranga, and the lyrics in Sanskrit, and the way Subbulakshmi sang it, created this impression in my head. Now, years later, many years later, I finally got to choreograph that for myself. And it was coming around to
full circle.
Hearing that music, Brindavana Saranga. Taradina na na taradina na taradina Ranga Pura Vihara Shri Ranga Pura Vihara Shri Ranga Pura Vihara Shri Ranga Pura Vihara Jaya Kudandara Ramavata Raragovira Shri Rangapura Vihara. So that's the first
My
line.
goodness.
Wow.
That particular album, of course.